Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it's visible.
Okay, great. Right. So any doubts, any questions, guys, when it comes to Azure availability zone? And trust me on this, guys, this is one of the frequently asked questions, irrespective of your experience. Freshers experience, they will definitely ask you what is availability zone. So any doubts, any questions? It's simple one-liner explanation or answer we have. Any Azure region which has more than one data center or minimum three data centers, say it, even if there are two, but there are no region which has two, right? So you say more than one data center is technically correct. So any Azure region which has more than one data center, it is called your availability zone. Is this term clear to everyone? Next time when I use it, availability zone, I hope this will come to your mind, right? This picture will come to your mind. You will imagine that there are three buildings, there are three data centers, right? And guys, those buildings and those data centers will not be very close to each other. I just gave you an example. It will have sufficient distance. One could be in East Pune, another could be in West Pune, and third one could be somewhere in outskirt. Right? Similar, not only Pune, any city, it's a similar concept.
So how they connect like one country to another country, like one data center from India and another from the US. So how they connected?
They're leveraging, let me go back to that map. They are leveraging their own cabling, and wherever they don't have their own cable, then they are leveraging the internet cables. How are we using internet, right? I hope all of us know how are we using internet. इंटरनेट्स के लिए जो है बहुत
Yes.
ह्यूज केबलिंग ऑलरेडी कर रखी है, राइट? Most of it all over world, most of it it's owned by Tata. Luckily, look at this one. These cables, can you see? So इंटरनेट एक्चुअल में हवा में कुछ नहीं चलता है. वी फाइंड इट के यार हाँ चलो वाईफाई चल रहा है हमारे घर में विदाउट वायर, बट दीज आर केबल्स विच आर कनेक्टेड आईएसपी वगैरह की हेल्प से, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ दीज आर टाटा. टाटा के केबल्स है ये बहुत सारे. कैन यू सी दीज केबल्स? So these giants, Microsoft, etc. Look at this. This is how they start. These giants, they have their own cabling also. Did I play some wrong video? Okay, I thought cablings, they were showing cables. Right. So these giants, they have their own cables, and wherever they don't have, they leverage these ISPs cabling. So ये सब cables वगैरह already हो चुका है. So they don't have to invent the wheel. They don't have to worry about it. So that is how they are connecting their data centers. Like we are connecting to uh, other part of the world. Internet से जैसे हम लोग connected है. It is ultimately somewhere it is going through cables, right? So that's how they are doing it. But to an extent, they have their own cables also. Let me see if I can show it to you here. Earlier, they had an option to show you that where their cables are and where are they using internet cables. Right? I think they removed it, maybe moved it somewhere else. But understood, guys? Look at this. These are the cables I'm talking about. ये सब जो है internal cables समंदर में ये already it's there. ये सब कुछ already है. Azure didn't have to invent it. AWS they didn't have to invent it. Internet तब से है, ये cables तब से है. These are the this is the internet actually. This is how we are connected. For us it's Wi-Fi. राउटर तक वाईफाई है, ठीक है. व्हाट आफ्टर दैट? राउटर के बाद आपकी एक छोटी सी केबल लगी है, राइट? इट कुड बी योर कैट 5, कैट 6 नाउअडेज, दोस फाइबर ऑप्टिक स्मॉल केबल्स. वो वहां से कहाँ तक जाती है? इट गोज टू सम डिवाइस. थोड़ा बहुत वहां में भी अगेन वायरलेस होगा, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम नाउ जियो फाइबर वगैरह, इफ यू गाइस मस्ट हैव सीन, पूरा सिटी खोद दिया उन्होंने. फाइबर केबल्स हर जगह वो लोगों ने फैला रखी है. देन वहां से सब कुछ जाता है आईएसपी के डेटा सेंटर में. वहां से जाता है ये, दीज आर कॉल्ड पॉइंट ऑफ प्रेजेंस. यहाँ पर जाता है नेटवर्क पीओपी, पॉइंट ऑफ प्रेजेंस यहाँ पर जाता है. देन यहाँ से ये केबलिंग्स वगैरह ही है. सो दिस इज हाउ दे आर ऑल्सो कनेक्टेड. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Though it had nothing to do with our course, but I hope this is clear. Right?
Yes, sir.
right. So we're talking about availability zone. I hope this is clear to everyone. What is availability zone? Now, what is availability set? That next term is availability set. They do ask, I can share the recordings with you. In fact, there are already some interview recordings on my channel. I've shared the link with you guys. Go ahead and watch. And you will see many of the interviewers asking what is the difference between availability zone and availability set. Right. So first one, which we discussed, it is your availability zone. Now, next one is your availability set. Now, what does it mean? Right. So let me bring the definition first. Data center we covered. Availability zone we covered. I'm looking for availability set. Let me see if I've written it somewhere. Here it is. Availability set. This is small topic, but may confuse a little bit. And unfortunately, I don't even have my Windows laptop to use Paint, and I'm not very good with Paint application in Mac. But still, I'll try to help you with this. Okay, let me open Paint and we'll try to explain it to you. By definition, what is availability set? Availability set, guys, it is multiple set of racks. Every rack will have individual power supply and network supply. Rack will have multiple slots. They will have update domain. They do ask update domain and fault domain. And racks will have fault domain also. Update domains are for planned activity. Fault domain are for unplanned activity. Right? Uh, this number can be old. I'll check the number on the portal again. Maximum we can have 3 fault domain and 20 update domain. So this is the definition of availability set. I am assuming all of you did not get it. Few of you maybe got it. But by definition, I think you will not get it. Anyone who understood can explain it? किसी को समझ में आ गया just definition पढ़ के? Anyone want to give it a try? What did you understand? Before I explain it to you with paint and everything, what did you understand? Anyone guys, just give it a try. It's okay. I just want to see.
Is it something to do with redundancy and dependency, sir? I mean, one server goes down and the entire service moves to the different server in the same region.
हाँ, that is
Something
the
like
same.
that.
That is correct, Bashar भाई. But I will come to that later. ये सब
Okay.
कुछ जो है ना दो availability zone. Why do we have that? We'll come to that. ये इतना सब है क्यों? तामझाम इतना हम पढ़ रहे हैं. Why do we have that? Unless we know the reason,
Hmm.
कोई फायदा ही नहीं होगा पढ़ के. So we'll come to that. As of now, the
Okay.
term availability set. Did you understand? Availability zone में क्या है? There are 3 data centers.
Hmm.
What do you think it's there in availability set? And first thing, why do we have availability set? Why do we have it? Because not all regions have availability zone. That is first thing. Understand one thing that I can have an application जहां पे मेरा कोई legal compliance है. Let's say that I'm running an application for UAE, right? और कोई financial application है. UAE government says that my data cannot go outside UAE, right? And if UAE has a region, UAE में एक ही region, I guess there is only one region, and that doesn't have availability zone. तो कोई तो redundancy option चाहिए, right? Now what is that? For that they have availability set. Availability set, it's a lighter version of your availability zone. So now let me explain it to you. It's okay. Definitions अगर समझ में आ जाता, then you guys won't be paying me, right? So I'll explain it to you. Just excuse me for this one if I don't draw it properly, right? So guys, in availability zone, what do we have? We have 3 data centers, right? We have 3 data centers. Let me see if I can draw it here. No, sorry guys, please give me 1 minute. Let me check if I have some whiteboard within Zoom. My laptop was working well. Just before we start our classes, it happened. Let me quickly see if we have a whiteboard here, so it will be better. We'll save some time. Looks like I got one. So let me get rid of this. One minute, guys. So sorry for this. It is wasting our time, but without paint, it will be difficult for you to understand. And if you don't understand this well, there are many concepts which we will not understand properly. Right, so please bear with me for some time. Let me. I hope you guys can see my screen. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, screen is
Okay,
Yes,
yes,
we
yes,
can.
screen is visible.
great. I'm just trying to get one blank page. And I hope I get some icons. Okay, so in availability zone, guys, meanwhile, I'll keep trying this. I'll explain it verbally as of now. In availability zone, what happens? You have three data centers, right? Uh, if you have an application which you are running on multiple servers, now how those servers are synced with each other, you don't have to worry about it. That we are going to do, that we are going to cover later, not now, right? So if you have an application which you want to be available in case of data center unavailability also, right? Then you'll utilize your availability zone. What availability zone will do is it will give you three data centers in different locations to run your application. So even if one data center is gone, your application will work from other data center. Is that clear? That why do we have availability zone? If you have an application, right? Let's say that for an application, you require 10 servers, very small scale I'm talking about. You require 10 servers, and those 10 servers you have in one data center. Okay, I got something, guys, and it will be very terrible because I'm not still not getting those icons, but please let's deal with this. Okay, so let's say this is one data center, right? In one data center, you have your 10 servers. You have hosted these servers with Azure. Azure से आपने rent पे लिया है. Your application is running. And if something goes wrong with this data center, what will happen? Your application will stop working, right? You will lose on your business. So to avoid that, what are you doing? Instead of hosting 10 servers here, what are you doing? You are hosting your three servers on this data center, three servers on this data center, and three servers on this data center. Where are these servers, guys? These servers are in different locations of the city. But do I have that leverage in every region? Is Azure giving me this benefit or this feature in all of their regions?
No.
No, right? So if I have an application in UAE, and if government says that you will have to host it in UAE only, you can't host it outside UAE. And if UAE doesn't have this feature, then what will I do? Don't I have any option for redundancy? If I have to host it only in one data center, so do I have to worry about it? Do I have to keep worrying about it कि यार ये जब भी ये हो जाएगा if there is some issue, if the one data center is down, my application is completely down. Even if one rack is down, my application is completely down. So to avoid that, what do they have? They have availability set. Now, what availability set will do? It will divide your data center. It will divide your data center in three segments, or maybe in three blocks. If you have 900 racks, they will keep 300 racks in one segment, not physically, okay, not literally saying कि physically आपको ऐसा अलग अलग देखने मिलेगा. We have already seen data center. Did you say anything like that? No, you have not. But I'm just explaining it to you how it works in background. So what will they do? Let me open this one note again. This is your availability zone, guys. Okay. In availability zone, what do we have? In availability zone, we have three different data centers. In three different data centers, what will happen? If you start installing an application, or if you start installing servers, right? And those servers, first server will be here. If you want, it's not a compulsory. If you think your application is that crucial, if you think your application is that essential, and if you want redundancy. I hope you understand the word redundancy. What do you mean by redundancy? Redundancy is something where you want backup sort of thing. कि चला भी गया तो दूसरा चलना चाहिए, right? That is what I'm talking about. So if I host all of my servers on this data center, and if something goes wrong to this data center, then my application is not working anymore, which I do not want, right? Then to avoid that, what will I do? I will host one server here. I will host another server here. I will host another server here. So instead of hosting all 9 servers here, what will I do? I will host servers like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. If I have to. This is not a compulsory. Just because you're using a region which has availability zone, that does not mean you have to set up your application like this. But if you want to, you can. It's not necessary you have to divide it in same number. You can have 5 servers here. You can have 6 servers here. You can have 2 servers over there. But you can divide it however you like it. Why are we doing it? So if one data center is down, at least my application should be up and running from these 2 data centers. Right? Now, how are they synced with each other? ये down होने पे ये अपने आप कैसे चल जाता है? We are not covering that today. The aim for today's class or today's session is to understand the definition of availability zone and availability set. So is this clear to everyone what is availability zone? Before I again explain availability set, is availability zone clear to everyone, guys?
Yes.
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 Right.
Yes.
Now, so regions where we have availability zone, उनके पास तो ये feature है available. That's fine. They're happy. But what about a region where they do not have any availability zone? Right? They have only one data center. There is only one building. What will I do? So for them, what Azure has come up with, it's availability set. Availability set will do what they will do if there are total 900 racks. So they will create 3 sets, 1, 2, and 3. ये 3 सेट बन गए. इसके अंदर हो गए रैक्स 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 300 रैक्स यहाँ पर है, 300 रैक्स यहाँ पर है, एंड 300 रैक्स यहाँ पर है. Again, not necessary same numbers. I am giving random numbers, same numbers, so it will be easier for me to give you an example. It will be easier for you to understand, right? Now, in one data center, they have 3 different sets. How are they giving redundancy? What do you think? Application down होने के क्या chances होते हैं? Server down होने के क्या reasons होते हैं? Is it only flood and fire? What else? What else comes to your mind? वी हैव डिस्कस कि एक
और
डेटा सेंटर के लिए क्या क्या लगता है हमको, राइट? थिंक ऑफ दोज एस्पेक्ट्स. हमने जो जो डिस्कस किया था कि टू होस्ट अ डेटा सेंटर, व्हाट ऑल डू आई नीड?
Due to power cut,
power
Power cut.
outage,
Yes,
maybe
perfect.
cable cut,
Cable cut.
time issue.
Yes, perfect. Yes,
Temperature
I
issue.
got it, got it. Yes, I hope you guys got it. Yes, temperature issue, ISP, power cut. I think you are getting the yes, right. So what Azure will do here, they'll say, okay, I have only one data center, but still I'm giving you some redundancy. How are they giving some redundancy? In one building, they have taken electricity from 3 providers. Maharashtra's government, this MSCB, they have taken it from Adani, and they have taken it from Tata Power or Reliance, whatever, just examples. They have taken three. When it comes to ISP, they have taken it from Jio, they have taken it from Tata, and they have taken it from BSNL. Right? When it comes, and they also have a generator, a backup. When it comes to heating situation, they have divided the rooms already. Maybe they have different set of cooling mechanism, right? Maybe AC, maybe something else. So they have multiple methods to get the job done. For one job, they have three methods. So what will happen, even if let's say Airtel is down, right? अगर आपका एयरटेल डाउन है तो लेट्स से यहाँ पर सिर्फ एयरटेल से, ये एयरटेल का ये है एमएससीबी की लाइन है, राइट? एंड यहाँ पर जियो का लाइन है, यहाँ पर टाटा पावर है, समथिंग लाइक मिक्स कॉम्बिनेशन दे हैव। तो ऐसा सिचुएशन तो कभी नहीं होने वाला है कि सब कुछ एक साथ ही डाउन है, दैट इसका एमएससीबी का पावर भी चला गया, एयरटेल का लाइन भी, आईएसपी भी डाउन है, जनरेटर भी नहीं चला। इट वोंट हैपन unless it's a disaster, and for disaster we have different things. We're going to cover that later, right? These are small things. What can happen maximum? Electricity चली गई, that's fine, यहाँ से चली गई है electricity MSAB की. So I have another from Tata Power which is powering up these 300 racks. So now when I start deploying my server, it won't happen automatically again, guys, and it is not compulsory. Just because you are deploying your application or servers in a region where there is no availability zone and it's only availability set, that does not mean you have to utilize it. It applies in both the cases, right? You don't have to use it, but if you want to, you can. So if when I start deploying my servers, normal case, if I don't use availability set, server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all 10 servers on this segment. ये segment में कितने racks है? Let's say 300 racks. वो 300 rack में कहीं पर भी जाके मेरे 10 servers बन जाएंगे. But now there is a single point of failure. अगर ये Airtel का ISP जाता है, तो मेरे all 10 servers they are down at the same time. Got it? So to avoid this, what will I do? Same strategy what I did here. But यहाँ पर मेरे पास अलग data center थे. Here I have different racks. Server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4, server 5, server 6, server 7, server 8, server 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, it doesn't have to be the exact number, doesn't have to be equally, किसी भी तरह से हो सकता है. Maybe you can have only one server. आपको पता है कि इतना डाउन होता ही नहीं, साल में एक बार होता है मैक्सिमम, कभी कभार, राइट? तो इतना लोड क्यों लेना है? बस फिर भी बैकअप के लिए एक सर्वर यहाँ रख दो, एक यहाँ रख दो, बाकी 8 सर्वर को यहाँ पर चलाओ. यू कैन डू दैट ऑल्सो, राइट? So in this case, now if the Tata Power is gone or Jio is gone, do you think your application is still working? Yes, guys, I have used availability set and I have deployed my servers like this. And this one, Tata Power, is not there due to some issue. Because of this complete segment is down. ये सारे जो 900 300 racks है, इनमें power supply ही नहीं आ रहा है. What do you think my application? What do you think will happen to my application? मेरी application चलेगी या नहीं चलेगी?
Yes, चलेंगे.
And from where will I get services?
From the other racks.
Yes, from the other racks. And from the other segments where we have multiple racks. Is this clear to everyone till here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is called your fault domain. थोड़ा सा नाम के हिसाब से याद रख लो, it will be easier to. It's a fault, right? It's not a plan, it's not an update, it's a fault. Light चलेगी, maybe not your fault, but it is someone's fault. ISP चला गया, it is someone's fault. So how many fault domains can I have maximum in an availability set? Yes, guys. How many fault domain can I have?
Maximum 2.
No, maximum 3. 3
Okay.
fault domains we can have, right? Minimum is 2. और एक तो होगा तो then उसको आप availability set बोलोगे ही नहीं. So these are fault domain, right? Fault domain को literally physically अलग बनाना पड़ता है because they have different lines, right? They have different ISP, they have different power cable, they have different power supply, they have different cabinets, etc. So these are called fault domain. So in a data center, maximum you can have 3 fault domain. Do you think you are doing it as an Azure Cloud admin or as UT-Kloud I am company, I'm availing Azure services? Are we guys going to do it or Azure will do it? Microsoft will do it. Who do you think will do it?
Azure.
Yes, it's a physical work,
We will
guys.
do it.
उनके डेटा सेंटर में जाके सब सेटअप करना है. We don't even know where the data center is. So how are we going to do it, right? It is their job. They will do it. Got it? So this is when you want to create an availability zone, availability set, you have to create fault domain and update domain. So definition of availability set, is this clear? Why do we use it? When will we use it? Is it clear? And fault domain. Are these things clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's
Yes.
move to update domain. Now, what is update domain? I told you just because it is cloud for us, that doesn't mean yes, literally हवा में चल रहा है. Ultimately, backend में क्या है? These all are servers, right? Physical servers. So if it is a physical server, don't you think so? Not talking about your operating system. Okay, let me give you an example of your phone. I'm not sure how many of you will understand this. Understand this. एक आता है आपका Android upgrade, right? Android और iOS का version upgrade आता है, right? And there is one more update which is called one UI update, user interface update और hardware का एक update आता है. So there are always two types of upgrade. एक तो आपका OS level का upgrade है, it's okay, up to you. In operating system also OS level का upgrade है, आपको करना है करो, नहीं करना है मत करो, it's not that crucial. बट हार्डवेयर जो होते हैं ना, हार्डवेयर के लिए छोटे छोटे से फर्मवेयर होते हैं जिनको चलाने के लिए बहुत छोटा सा डेटा सेंटर. इफ यू यू मस्ट हैव सीन अ कंप्यूटर जिसमें ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ना भी हो तब भी वो एक ब्लैक स्क्रीन आता है छोटा सा, राइट? इन योर फोन ऑल्सो इफ योर एंड्रॉइड इज नॉट वर्किंग, स्टिल फोन टर्न ऑन तो होगा, राइट? कुछ तो दिखेगा, कोई एरर आएगा, ब्लैक स्क्रीन ब्लू बहुत सारा उसमें लिख कर आता है, राइट? दोज आर कॉल्ड योर फर्मवेयर. दोज आर नॉट योर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. दोज आर कॉल्ड योर फर्मवेयर. फर्मवेयर कुछ नहीं होता, बहुत छोटा सा एक सॉफ्टवेयर पैकेज होता है जो आपके हार्डवेयर की बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन रखता है, विच विल हेल्प यू टू इंस्टॉल सॉफ्टवेयर एटसेट्रा. सो फर्मवेयर अपग्रेड भी बहुत नेसेसरी है तो आपका हार्डवेयर अच्छे से चलता रहे. So all these servers which are there in Azure data center, do you think Azure will leave them without upgrading their firmware? No, they will not, right? They keep updating their firmware. So here it comes your update domain. एक था हमारा fault domain, नाम से याद रख लेना. Someone's fault, light जाना, it's not an update, it's someone's fault. ISP down होना, it is someone's fault, right? So it is someone's fault. That is called fault domain. Fault domain में fault domain को fight करने के लिए आपको चाहिए 3 अलग अलग set. So always remember ये बड़ा task है. It can have only 3. They cannot have 5 ISP, 5 electricity power suppliers. They can't afford it, right? Cloud महंगा हो जाएगा then. It won't be possible, right? So fault domain हमेशा कम number वाला है fault domain. Now update domain. How many update domains can we have maximum, guys? Maximum we can have 20 update domains. Now what is update domain? Update domain is nothing. Let me grab the pen. Would have been easier on my Windows laptop. हम Excel में उसको करके देखते हैं, but I hope you guys will understand. If not, next session में मैं इसको कल फिर से एक बार repeat कर दूंगा. But it's not that huge topic. Okay, so let's say that these are your server racks. Rack 1, rack 2, rack 3. ये मिलाकर हो गया आपका एक fault domain. Okay. Similarly, you have it here. I hope this is visible to you guys, right?
No.
Do you want me to zoom in, or is it because of color, or is it because of font size? Yes, guys, are
I
you not
can
able
see your
to?
screen just fine.
Okay. So let's say This is your fault domain 1. This is your fault domain 2. This is your fault domain 3. And you have multiple racks here. Now, what is an update domain? Update domain is nothing. It's virtually they have divided the servers. Let's say this is one update domain. It's completely virtual. इसमें कोई अलग ISP नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. What do you mean by this? इसका सिर्फ simple मतलब ये होगा, when they upgrade their servers, they will not upgrade all servers from one domain. और मतलब एक यहां से नहीं कर लेंगे. Let's say they will upgrade all their servers from this line. ये लाइन से सर्वर्स को अपग्रेड करेंगे. So whatever servers are there in this domain, those will not be turned off या restart नहीं होंगे. So what is it preventing? That whenever Azure upgrades their server, they make sure कि आपके 10 सर्वर जो है वो एक साथ रिबूट ना हो जाए. They make sure that minimum से minimum server आपके reboot हो at the time of upgrade. That too doesn't happen frequently. You won't even come to know that. But for this reason, they have their update domain, right? When I get access to my Windows laptop tomorrow, we'll do it on an Excel file also. It will be very easy for me to explain. It will be easier for you to understand. But is the concept clear till now, guys? What is availability zone? What is availability set? In availability set, what is fault domain and what is update domain? By the way, we are going to do the practical, and when we do the practical, you will literally see it in front of you, so you will understand it very well. But is theory part clear to everyone?
Yes.
Any doubts, any questions? We have 5 minutes left in this session. So I want to stop it on availability set. First session was on availability zone. This one is on availability set. Third session, maybe we can start with virtual machine. Maybe we can deploy a virtual machine. It's too much of theory we have been doing. Or if you guys want, we can still continue with this theory and tomorrow we can start practical. We have few more theories like Azure region, pair region, etc. It's up to you. I'll leave it up to you guys. First, do you guys have any questions, any doubt in availability zone and availability set? Yes, no, maybe.
Uh, Hi, Sohail Wasim here.
Yes, Wasim.
Yeah, I may have missed on this, but yeah, I just want to clarify. So when these updates are run, okay, so through which servers these updates are run? Because on availability set, you mentioned that when the updates are not run equally and parallelly to all the segments that you have available in availability set. But
Right.
when the updates are run, which server those updates are run from?
We'll never come to know that. Azure will never tell us that which
Are
servers they are running. See, if you have taken availability set feature, which means for one
Mhm.
application, you are already having 5 to 6 servers. Now, out of that 5 server, which server is being upgraded, you will never come to know. Let me see if I can draw it. But we have only 4 minutes. Maybe I'll do this in next session. So, and this is not your operating system upgrade. We're not talking about your operating system upgrade. This is the underlying hardware. जिस hardware पे आपका server host हुआ है, we're talking about the
Mhm.
upgrade of the firmware of that particular hardware. After that, it may reboot. So what they make sure that where all your servers are hosting, वो सारे hardware एक साथ ये ना हो जाए, एक साथ जो है वो रिबूट ना हो जाए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज fault domain 1, fault domain. Okay, normally number starts with 1, but in Azure when it comes to fault domain, number will start with 0. Ultimately we have 3, but number will start with 0, so I will also stick to the same. So these are 3 fault domains which we will get, though number is 0 1 2, but there are total 3, right? And these are update domain. Maximum we can have 20. It's not a compulsion. Update domain 1 2 3 4. How many we got? 1 2 3 4 5. Let's take 6. Okay, don't go by number, guys. Don't get confused. Update domain 0 is our first update domain. Update domain 1 is our second update domain. Similarly, fault domain. I'm not doing it because I like it. This is how you will see it in the portal, hence I'm doing it. So now, if you deploy your first server, it will go here. Same application server will go here. Where do you think your next server should go? If you deploy the next server, where will it go? It will go here. Your third server. Now your fourth server. Where do you think it will go? It will again go in the fault domain 0, but
0.
update domain third, because we already have one more update domain, right? Then server number 5, where will it go? Fault domain. We'll
FD1.
spend some time again here. Well, after we come back to session, we'll spend more time here. Let's spend some time here. I feel it's not clear enough. Now, luckily, I got one Excel file spreadsheet, so we'll clear this. Right? Now, next server, guys. I am planning to have multiple servers. For server number 5th, where do you think it will go?
FD1 UD4.
Yes, fault domain second. The number is FD1, right? Number is 1, but it is second fault domain and update domain 4. So this is my server number 5. Similarly, where will my 6th server go?
FD2 UD5.
Who's
Yeah,
answering this?
Vasim.
Wasim. What about others, guys? Are you getting it? Other than Wasim, guys, are you getting it? The concept, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
if I tell
I
you,
sorry to interrupt. I understand the concept,
Hmm.
Sohel, but I don't understand why is it going this way. Maybe I missed something.
we'll cover that. Don't worry. We have another
Oh,
session. We'll spend some time here. Well, I'll explain it.
okay,
Now I have only 1 minute left, so I'll spend that in drawing this, and next session we'll spend in explaining. Okay, so we have only 1 minute
understood.
left. Let me stop this session. We'll rejoin. What is the time now? It's 12:24, right? So let's join at 12:30. Meanwhile, I'll draw something here, and then we'll continue with this. It won't take more than 10 minutes. After that, maybe we can go ahead and see the practical, or maybe we can cover some more theory parts. So from tomorrow, we can spend whole time on practical. Whatever suits you guys, we'll do that. Okay, so let's rejoin using the same link in 5 minutes sharp 12:30. Okay, I'm stopping the session, guys. Thank you.